Donald Trump has always lied. That's not news. That's not innovative. That's not interesting. But the answers that Donald Trump gave just hours ago when he did a press avail, a gaggle, for lack of a better term, are really alarming because Trump seems to be unable to construct lies that can even survive a single follow up question. This is again another example of the deterioration, the decline. Trump asked, why was it too dangerous for you to fly on Air Force One, but not too dangerous for the press to fly on Air Force One? And Donald Trump spits out lie after lie after lie, incoherent to a degree that his lies didn't used to be. In other words, his lies are getting worse. Take a look at this.
Air Force One still flew out of Berkeley with press and with White House officials on it. How much is
Well, this one went over to England, where it was shown to the
was
soldiers.
it still at risk, even though
No, I know, but this one went over to England because the soldiers wanted to see it.
Right, the one
And it
that-
stopped, and they showed it to the soldiers, and we did a switch over there. And it was really as per the military, and I just have to do what they say. They go for safety, and I have to do what they say.
Why was it too dangerous for you to fly on Air Force One, but
Well,
not
I don't
too
know. I
dangerous for
think
the press?
actually the plane that I flew on was at greater risk.
Why
I think
do you
it was
say
at
that?
greater risk because that would be the plane I think that they would be more likely to go for.
So Trump was asked, why was it supposedly too dangerous for you to fly on Air Force One when members of the press were allowed to do it? And his explanation is that the other plane, the one he did fly on after being secreted onto it by the catering truck, that one was really at greater risk because that's the plane they would be more likely to target if they knew that Trump was on it, which they didn't, which was the entire point of the whole stunt. If indeed the more dangerous plane was the one they moved Trump to, then why did they move Trump to it? It defeats the entire rationale for the entire thing. Trump has lied all the time, but these are the sorts of lies that to any rational person, you go, this makes no sense. If Trump's plane was the obvious target, he's claiming that the safer option was the more dangerous option. And this is what happens when your lies are improvised without thinking even one sentence ahead. And this is what happened to liars when they are in decline. Now it gets even worse. Trump says Iran's going great. It's going fine. It couldn't be going better. Take a look at this.
Going fine, going just absolutely fine. We totally control the Strait of Hormuz. We have control over it. Nobody else, only us. Our Navy is unbelievable. And things are going great for our country. Go ahead.
Iran is going absolutely fine is not exactly the way I would think of to describe a war that you started on February 28th, which was going to take 2 to 3 weeks. And we are in month, what? We're into the 6th month. It's almost been 6 full months of this war. How quickly these things become ongoing entanglements. And to suggest that this is going fine amidst American people who are saying, get us out of there. I didn't vote for this. Whether they voted for Trump or not, most Americans saying this is not what I voted for. Donald Trump then claims that the United States is completely in control of the Strait of Hormuz. We know that that's not true. He says no one else has control over it. We know that that's not true. It is not a credible description of one of the world's most strategically contested waterways, even in times of peace. The real concern is that Donald Trump substitutes a declaration for an explanation. He says everything is fine. He declares it. America is in total control. Nothing else matters. Nobody else matters. We are just always in charge here. And he takes repetition to mean or to be interpreted as truth. And just because you repeat something often enough doesn't make it true, but some people will come to believe that it does. Take a look at this clip.
mentioned 2028 several times in the last few weeks. At the dinner you put on at Trump 2028 ad. Are you serious about taking the third term?
Everybody asks me that question, and you know that the law is very strong on that. I'd love to run, but the law is very strong. I get asked by everyone. Well, even tonight they're screaming at the event, 2028. No, everybody wants me to do it, but the law is very strong. Thank you very much, everybody.
The law is not merely strong when it comes to Trump and a third term. It is the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment makes it very clear. You can't be elected president more than twice. Hilarious because Trump claims he was actually elected 3 times. Trump has insisted he won 2016, 2020, and 2024, but he's only gotten to serve 2 terms. Even by Donald Trump's delusional perspective on what he's won and what he has lost, he would still be ineligible to run again. And it is much more than the law is strong. It's the Constitution. Trump continues entertaining the idea because it flatters him, because it energizes his movement. But importantly, and this is the one of the other reasons that a lot of people won't talk about, it's that Trump doesn't want the Republican Party to move on from him. Donald Trump would love it if the Republican Party failed after he leaves so that he could finally prove to all of them, I told you I was special. I told you I was the only one who could do it. I told you I was the only one good enough to actually do this thing. He doesn't want J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio to succeed. He wants them to fail. Finally, Donald Trump is really struggling to walk in a straight line to his helicopter. After finishing, technically we could call these answers, but they're not really answers. After being done with fielding media questions, Donald Trump attempted to walk to his helicopter. And as you will see, this is not a guy who can walk in a straight line anymore.
I was pointing.
The issue is not just the lies. He's been lying for a long time. It's that the lies increasingly seem to fail and fall apart even before he can finish explaining them. And it is a sort of cognitive decline that is coinciding with a guy who cannot walk in a straight line to his helicopter. What's wrong with him? We don't know. Because after making health disclosures the litmus test under Biden, we don't have the slightest idea what is going on with Donald Trump. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.